Fantastic. And we're back now. Today being Wednesday, it's now Viewpoint. And let's talk about matters transport. It is the second biggest contributor to our GDP by 8% after agriculture. And we have to understand how what are the dynamics in the same industry and how it can be developed. And if better still, how some of the industry players are making it to the GDP. And just gentleman who is going to help me to understand this better is none other than the chairman of the Super Metro, Nelson Mwangi Nduki. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Victor.
You are doing marvelously out there. We'll talk about that later on. And with me here is also my fellow journalist, by the way. He'll also tell us his story. You started as a driver.
Yes.
Oh, yes. He's called Fredrick Mwaura, who is also the communications director and coordinator at the Super Metro Sacco here in Nairobi. So let's have a discussion and understand what the industry is all about. It was one of the most affected industry during this pandemic, but slowly it's gaining momentum, and we hope that soon things will be fine. Gentlemen, let's come to the show. First of all, we have got some beautiful things here on our table, the trophies that you won recently. We'll talk about that one a bit later on in the program, but karibuni sana. Chairman, let me start with you. How are you managing it in the industry that was much affected by the pandemic? How are things right now?
First and foremost, Victor, thank you very much for inviting me to KBC.
Yes.
And again, good morning, KBC viewers. My name is Nelson Mwangi Nduki, and I'm the chairman of Super Metro. Victor, it has not been easy at all with the COVID. Since the time it came, you know, everybody had very good hopes and very good dreams.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the dreams were shattered by the COVID-19, and reaching to a point whereby now with the protocols of the COVID that came to affect our business so much. You remember very well that our capacity, seating capacity, was reduced by 40%, meaning that like our bus that used to carry 33 passengers
yes,
was reduced now to be carrying 19 or 20 passengers. That, if you translate, is a reduction of the revenue that you used to get from that bus. Again now, the times that the working hours were also reduced, because you remember the very first time that it happened, the curfew used to start from 5 a.m. and close at 7 a.m. I mean 7
p.m.
7 p.m.
At some point it was revised to 10 p.m.
Exactly, yes.
Exactly.
So that really affected our business so much. A bus that maybe used to make like 8,000 shillings in a day dropped to 2,000 shillings in a day.
That is a big loss.
It was a big loss, and you see, there are some costs that actually you could not actually be able to avoid, like the insurance, like servicing the vehicles, buying the tires, you know, all that. So our business actually was very, very, very affected.
You talked of something that perhaps many people do not understand. You know, when a passenger gets into a vehicle, they'll only see a seat and a very big screen, and that's it. But there are costs involved. The labor, you have to pay the drivers, you have to pay for the for the Saccos, you have to pay for how do you call the stages?
Yes.
You have to pay for the insurance again and the service and what have you. So does it mean that the transport system is struggling to meet its cost?
Currently, yes.
Yes.
Before COVID, I would say we were not struggling so much, but with COVID and even after COVID right now, we're still struggling because business has not stabilized. Even after maybe we've seen that the curfew hours has been normalized, and also we've been given, the government has allowed us to carry full capacity, but still there is no business. Although it is slowly picking, and we're just praying and hoping that things are going to get back to where we were before COVID. But otherwise, even now, we're still struggling, yes, in the business.
Let me bring Fredrick here. From the communications point of view, does it really paint a picture that the transport system is also one of the best in terms of the GDP? They contribute to the GDP, that is 8%, and that is a huge amount of money. Talk from Mombasa to Kisumu, the entire country. From your own perspective, what have you learned throughout this period that you've been with the Sacco?
Thank you very much, Victor. I've learned a lot in terms of transport, and I've come to realize that the Matatu transport industry is one of the biggest, because you can check from the earnings.
Yes.
Like now, it has employed so much, including like now we have the car wash, we have the makangas and the drivers, everyone. So like when COVID came in, you will see that it stagnates down. Yeah. But you see, it's also, you are bringing up families through the transport industry. But most people, when they view it from outside, they don't see it that way. But when you're inside, it brings up so many families.
So you have to get in kwanza ndio utajua how it operates. From your own experience again, you said that there are so many people who are employed.
Yes.
Because when you talk about the makangas, because for example, you work in shifts.
Yes.
How has it changed people's lives?
Now, first of all, I will say it depends with the Sacco you are in.
Yes.
Because like ours, first of all, discipline is the key number one. Because if you're not disciplined, you will not be able to handle even our clients. Yeah. So what happens is you are molded, and then you become that person that the Sacco wants to be. And first of all, you have to have self-discipline, because with self-discipline, you are able to serve everyone around you. Yeah. Without discipline, you can't make it, and that paints a bad picture to the Sacco. Yes. Chairman,
he's talked about the issue of discipline, and just before we went on air, we were talking about when you go, for example, take a look at the aviation industry. Generally, customer care is important, because the moment you're going there for business, that person who is going to be boarding your vehicle, you are offering your services to that person, and he'll be paying you, or she'll be paying you. But in this industry, we've seen not so good kind of behaviors. In terms of, we have got some rogue, operators, abusive kind of, conductors and operators, drivers. How do you streamline the system in your own Sacco to make sure that customer care is actually quite part of the integral part of your service provision?
First and foremost, there is a word that is normally used, particularly by the media, when they are trying to describe our industry, that it's a chaotic industry. One that I don't like it very much, because
why do you think it's called chaotic industry?
I have never understood why, but I wish the media could actually be able to look for a better word to be describing, the industry, because as a super metro in particular, we believe Matatu industry is just like any other industry. Yes, it is a business just like any other business. And that is why when we came into the industry ourselves, we have tried to bring some sanity in the industry, so that everybody out there can actually see this one is a business like any other. Yeah. It can be done in a different way. So when we are talking about our staffs, the drivers and the conductors, one, when we came into the industry, we did not come with drivers from wherever we came from. We just got, push drivers from the circles that were existing then. Yeah. But we had to sit down with them and make them understand that this one now is a business like any other. This is a job like any other job. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So we had to change the minds of the drivers and the conductors. So, and it's not easy trying to instill discipline in somebody maybe who has been used to doing things in a different way. Exactly. And you want that person to do it in a different way. Yeah. But I thank God, because where we've reached, we've been able to achieve that. Yeah. Because as normally what we do is that if you are recruiting a driver or conductor, he has to make an application. He has to meet all the required
threshold and requirements.
Threshold, yes, exactly. Yes. So that if it is all the requirements, we normally want to know, where did you reach in terms of the education, right? What courses have you maybe undertaken? If you're a driver, what experience do you have? We have a panel in Super Metro that is read by the directors. Yeah. And that panel is to recruit and make sure that we get the best drivers and the best conductors and their behaviors and all that. So if you're not qualified, you don't get a job with us. Yeah. If you're qualified, you become a driver or conductor with us. And that is why that if you look at Super Metro, it's good to say this, that we deal with drivers who respect other road users. That comes from us.
But Chairman, just to cut you short, you talked of chaotic, industry. We've seen most bullies. When I don't know why most people. Why do Matatu industry players think that they deserve the right of way anytime they were on the road? Because I think that's where the perception of the chaotic industry come from.
Okay, that is one thing that we realized.
Yeah.
There is a problem there, and that's what we've been working on.
Yes.
As for Metro, we have really invested a lot in terms of now changing the behaviors of the drivers. It happens here and there, yes, but I wish even other Saccos could join us so that we can be able to bring sanity into the industry. And it's just a matter of making the drivers and conductors know this is a job like any other. It is important to respect other road users. And it has happened. It has happened with us. Like, I know you can remember like 2 or 3 months ago, when we joined, we decided to start plying Gong route.
Yes.
The Saccos in Gong went on strike. But then, as we had been licensed by the NTSA and the county government of Kajiado to operate within Gong, then the stage was very chaotic.
That's right now the chaotic industry now
yes,
come in.
Yes, but right now, when we went there, if you go there in Gong stage, there is a lot of, it is very organized currently. In fact, what happened is, as we were located very far from the exit and the entry.
Right.
We didn't care because we knew what we were taking to Gong people. And I'm thankful because of the customers that comes from Gong, because they gave us a lot of support.
Right.
Right now, the other Saccos now have ganged up together. They have become like one Sacco, trying to copy what we are doing.
But I think that now that is a healthy competition in the industry.
So that is a kind of change that we are bringing into the industry. So we are very happy about all that. So together, we can be able to change the behaviors of the drivers and the conductors.
Yes.
Yes. And with us, we believe it is a job like any other. And I tell you, Victor, that in our Sacco, the drivers, majority of them are living in their own houses. Yes, through the same job. Even the conductors. But having changed their mind, this is what you're supposed to do. It's a job like any other. We have graduates today, Victor, who are earning less than 25,000 shillings.
Right.
Our drivers are earning more than that, 35,000, 40,000 shillings. So it's a job. The conductors are equally earning good money, so it's a job.
Yes.
So now what we are doing is just trying to change their minds and make them respect what they are doing. By so doing, that when they get into the Matatu now, if it's a driver, he'll have to respect other road users.
Yes.
If he's a conductor, he'll give everything that he is required to do to make sure that he respects the customer that is calling.
Right.
You don't overcharge the customers, you don't become rude to the customers, and you reach to the destination where that customer is going. Before, Super Metro, what used to happen before we came in is that customers could board a bus, maybe they are going to Kikuyu.
Yes.
But along the way, when others, maybe 80% have alighted,
so remaining only like
20%,
2, 3 or 5 people.
Yes, you don't reach. They are sold. They talk about selling them to
the next bus.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But ours, that is not the case. You have to reach the destination, whether it is 1 or 2 customers.
Because I'm trying to imagine if you're having a flight and the flight says that you're going, for example, in Dubai, and you only have 1 person. So do you have a stopover somewhere in Ethiopia or somewhere, then say, because you only have 1 person, we are going to sail you to the next flight to Dubai or to the US. That I think it's a good gesture to customers. But Fredrick, as a young person who the chairman says that has employed many people in the industry, out there we have got many graduates, and joblessness is one of the issues that the government is tackling and trying to address. Young people who are out there, the perception is that the Matatu industry, as he said, is a chaotic industry. And it employs many people. From what he said, it's paying well. And most of the people are living in their own houses, according to the chairman, and even, feeding their families. What can you tell the young people out there who are looking for jobs?
See, number one, Victor, you must have a positive mind. Because as like us, like for example me, I'm a graduate. I've done journalism.
Right.
And media studies.
Jen, and my job is under threat. I'm a journalist here. Director, did you see that? Yeah, we have a graduate, but it's quite inspirational, right? Continue.
Yeah. So I started from Nikiwa Makanga, down there.
Yes.
Still going to school. But you see, people think that when you are in the Matatu industry, number one, you are a dropout. And you are a very barbaric person. But you see, for us, we went step by step.
Yes.
Until we reached here we are today. Because like now, my fellow youth, they don't have that positivity. They only think that when you see somebody from the Matatu industry, that is a dropout, that is somebody who is so rough with life. But we have also sustained families. Like now I have 2 daughters.
Yes. Through
this job. The same job.
Okay.
Now, to my fellow youth, let us have a positive mind, and they are welcome, especially in our company. They feel much welcome, and they come and we team up, because we are earning good money and we are sustaining our families.
Yeah.
That negativity, they should throw it away.
Can I apply? Talk of
Victor,
earning good money. Can I apply?
To add on top of that,
yes.
We have conductors who are graduates. We have drivers who are graduates. Our account clerk today had come to apply for a conductor's job. So in the process of the interview, we realized that he's a graduate. He had done accounts and all that. So we took him as an account clerk, right? So I would want, like what Freddy has said here, let people or the youth not think that Matatu industry is meant for those who did not go to school. It is changing, and we have tried to change to make it look like this is a job like any other. One thing that is a challenge to our government, we are dealing with like 20,000 Matatus in Nairobi.
Yes, in Nairobi alone.
In Nairobi alone. It is estimated that in the whole Kenya, we have got 100,000 Matatus. So Victor, you can imagine how many people have been directly employed by the Matatu, leave alone the ones who are indirectly employed by the same. So it is quite a huge industry that requires to be supported by the government. One, a conductor only requires to have very good customer service, because he is a person who interacts with the customers most of the times.
Yeah.
So I wish the government could actually chip in and look for a way of how can we be able to train these people.
Yeah.
Because it's a big industry. And again, I tell you, Victor, is that we have, the Matatu industry has tamed so many youth. Even if they are not conductors, even if they are not drivers, maybe they are manning the stages.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Those ones, that person, that youth comes there very early in the morning. He leaves that place very late in the evening, tired. So there's nothing else that person will do. Go and sleep, and he's going with milk and a bread for the family, so that he'll not think about doing other things. Otherwise, if the industry was not there, then you can imagine what could be happening to us Kenyans when we are going home in the evening or waking up early in the morning.
Yes.
So it's an industry that requires to be supported by the government, because we are doing quite a lot. Maybe one may not even know what Matatu means exactly, what the Matatus is doing, right? Even to our contributions to the society.
The GDP.
But even not the GDP, even to the society.
Yes.
Right? You may not know, but actually we are doing quite a lot.
Which we'll talk about a bit later on. Chairman, just to chime in, the issue of the growth of infrastructure in the country in general has seen many people actually getting into the industry. We have got Saccos, we have got different entities and what have you. Step by step, would you please just give me an example, or perhaps some of the advantages of joining a Sacco, because somebody would want to join the Matatu industry as an individual as compared to joining a Sacco. Would just explain to me that shortly when we come after this break. Today we are focusing matters transport. Fredrick here says that, you know, he started from that low level. He is here today, and by the way, he's a journalist. We have graduates in the industry. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about matters CSR. We have got trophies here. What did they win? Let's talk about when we come back after this break. Okay, so I'm the one driving this agenda, the Super Metro way. I'm the driver. We're talking about the transport system, if you got what I mean. Okay, so let's talk about the issue of the challenges that the Matatu industry face, Bwana Chairman. What are some of the challenges that you face as generally as a Matatu industry in the country?
I think we have a lot of challenges as an industry. But majorly, the challenges that we would say that we get is failure to get support from the government. Because if you were to get support from the government, most of the challenges that we go through will be addressed. Yeah. Because they're quite a lot, and I may not want maybe to talk about them now because of the time. Yeah. But I would want, because I know the Minister of Transport and the PS of Transport maybe are watching the show.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. One of these days, it's important for us to be invited as the stakeholders and maybe talk to the government, tell them about the challenges that we go through every now and then, because they're quite a lot. But one thing that we're happy about is that the government is addressing the issue of the load almost everywhere in the whole country. So that one is definitely going to reduce the cost of
that is called the infrastructure.
Yes,
yes,
repairing our vehicles. So that for one has been addressed. We are grateful and thankful about that. Yeah. Other challenges, of course, is like what we've mentioned about changing the behaviors of our drivers and our conductors, because those are the ones that maybe interact mostly with other road users. Yeah. And the other one is also touching on how can the government maybe chip in and we join together and address the issue of the customer service within the industry. The government thinks so much about maybe the other industries, like the education, the health, they train those. So it's also important to look at what can we do so that we can have conductors who are well trained. Right. Right? So that one will help us so much. The drivers, of course, goes to driving schools, right? So, and okay, those ones are tested by the government. So when they're coming out, we know they're qualified drivers. Yeah. What about these conductors who are so many? These are the youths. What can we actually do, us in the industry and the government, so that it is taken like this is actually a job like another? Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point. Fredrick, the issue of customer care is paramount. Anywhere you go, customer care is quite it's a sensitive issue in every industry. Perhaps when you sit on your desk and there's so many complaints that you face, how do you tackle them?
Well, when it comes to complaints, first of all, I forward them to my boss, because there are others you can reply, and there are others that they want in-depth explanation. So the chairman is always open to such, whichever time. So that gives them the confidence to negotiate or to talk to us. And you know, conversation goes a long way. Exactly. And it gives them the trust of the company, because they are our bosses, of course. So if we don't give them our time, and we don't give them instant feedback, you know, you lose them. Exactly. But for us, we work on that. We forward them to the chairman.
The chairman.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, Victor, to add on to what Freddy has said, when it comes to indisciplined cases, actually the drivers and conductors refer us Super Metro as a school.
As a school?
As a school. Because if you're caught with an indisciplined case on Fridays, it is very busy. You'll find so many people waiting for their cases to be determined by some panelists, I mean the directors. Yeah. So if you have an indisciplined case, we assess how bad it is. We can either suspend you, of course we can forgive you, or we can also expel you, depending on how bad it was. So when it comes to indiscipline, we don't negotiate on that. And that's why we are able to be where we are, because of addressing that issue. Right.
Yeah. Okay, let me just take you back to a function that you held sometimes last week with one of the service providers that I don't want to mention. You signed a deal worth over 500 million shillings. And for people who are in this business and want to join, there are so many avenues that a person can get into the Matatu industry and even join the Saccos. One of them is leasing through the banks. And you can even buy cash if you have the money. How does that operate? Perhaps you can just teach someone there who is yearning and probably dreaming to join that industry.
Well, I would say, and thank you, the people that have partnered with us, Super Metro, having confidence with the Sacco in the industry. It's very important. So I don't know whether I can mention them myself.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yes. I would want to thank the Isuzu East Africa and also the Fredrick and the Cooperative Bank.
Yes.
Because we partnered together and we agreed that they're going to give us that finance, leasing. And leasing, when it came to the industry, it started last year. It was something new in the industry. So Super Metro is the one that actually was listed the very first buses.
Yes.
They tried with us. And then after some time, then I think we proved to them that it's an idea that can work.
Yes.
So it started working last year. We got some buses last year. Now this year again, we have gotten some buses. And I say it is a good idea because you are only supposed to raise like 10% as the deposit.
Yes.
Which is more affordable than the normal 20 or 30%. Then again, when it comes to the industry, it is Matatu industry, I would say, has money if you just respect it and take it as business. And when you're dealing with a Sacco that has its own structures, right?
So first of all, it has to start with the Sacco.
Yes.
Right.
So that way, then you can be, you're not relying on the driver or the conductor. You are relying on, we have a Sacco here which has its own structures. The Sacco is the one that is setting the fares, right? So the customer is not going to be overcharged. The Sacco is the one that is setting all the regulations, all the rules that need to be followed.
Yes.
When you're negotiating with the bank also, it is now the Sacco that is taxed to negotiate. Then you come as a customer or an investor, we will allocate you a bus.
Yes.
After now meeting, of course, the requirements that is set by us. So it is easier when you're dealing with the Sacco than when you're going alone. Because sometimes maybe your account cannot allow you to get a loan from the bank. But now here, we are the ones who are negotiating on your behalf.
I get it.
Right?
Yes.
So now it will be very easy for you because we have done it for you. Just tell you, pay so much money, then the bus is here, get it.
Is it an approach that many people are buying right now?
Sorry?
Is it an idea that many people are buying right now?
Of course. Like the buses that we are given, 50 of them, within a week, they have all been taken.
Yes.
So it is Kenyans have actually known now what leasing means because this one is not the normal leasing. This one is leasing to own.
Leasing to own.
To own.
So you repay and after some time?
The period, 48 months, the bus will be yours.
Okay.
As opposed to others, it's like you have been leased for 4 years. Then after 4 years, that property or the bus is taken by the leasing company.
Yeah.
So this one is totally different from that.
Okay. An interesting bit. And quickly, now let's talk about this because I'm running out of time. Let's talk about this trophy here. Perhaps my cameraman could just show. This is that one. Yes. Camera can just zoom in briefly. Okay. This Metro that has achieved top score brand status as the most efficient and disciplined urban-based Matatu Sacco in Kenya. It's quite hard for a Matatu industry or a Matatu, for example, Metro, for a company to get such awards. It goes a long way. That it means that there's so much that a company has to put in place in terms of customer care, in terms of services, in terms of efficiency, reliability, and what have you. What can you tell your competitors that they are out there, even people who are watching and saying, I would want to be like them, maybe tomorrow or even next year?
One, I'd want to thank Top Score because of awarding us.
Yes.
Because of maybe of the support, the input into the Matatu industry. And again, it looks like maybe somebody out there may think that we've given out money so that we can be awarded.
Yeah.
To be very frank, we did not even know about all this. we were just called to go and receive an award.
Okay.
So whatever little thing that you're doing, do it as if you never do it tomorrow.
I like that.
The good things that we were doing, somebody somewhere was watching, right? And that is why we were awarded. Why? Because Super Metro has been known to be very timely. Super Metro is very affordable because we are the ones who compare our fares.
Yeah.
Super Metro has best customer care. Why? Because we train our crew. And I think that is why, coupled with everything else, we have very clean buses. And we always make sure that our buses are mechanically fit. Right? I don't think it is possible for you to come across a Super Metro bus that maybe is not even clean inside and outside. So all these coupled together is maybe what has made us to be awarded, to be awarded by Top School Awards. Yes.
Okay. And Fredrick, very briefly, in every organization, for example, like this one or any other organization, there's this part of giving back to the society. And you're also quite involved. Something that very few people would not know about, that yes, you're in business, you are earning, but you also have to give back this to the society. And you've been quite involved in some of these activities out there. Perhaps in 1 minute, just take us through.
Many people don't think that the Matatu industry can give back to the society. But for us, we organize after every 2 months, we organize an event. And this comes in when we post it on Facebook and tell our clients, you can choose the home that needs our help. So when they choose, we pick and then we organize. Like now, most of the people think that the Matatu industry, let me say this, they cannot give like the girl child sanitary towels.
Yes.
But for us, we even put them on the dashboard, even for our clients to see. Plus for our boy child, we give them like boxers and all that stuff. And for the elderly, we go and give them food and we cater for them, we wash, we cook, and we do everything. These are drivers and conductors doing the same job. And then our management team, led by our chairman, comes in. And then inatuzindikisha. And we do it after every 2 months. But most people think, I will challenge even at the other circles, they think that these people do it because the chairman has said, okay, give them the cash and then they do it. No, it comes from within, from our clients. Then we set a date, then we do it. And I would like to tell people, it is always good to paint a smile to the less fortunate. Because you don't know about tomorrow.
Service to the humanity. Actually, that's what to be said, that after all these things you've done, utakumbuka na nini? You get, you utakumbuka na nini? I'm coming to a close, but I have to remind you, excuse me? Okay, so I'm being told that next month, Super Metro will have to give us one brand new car, fully kitted with the cooler box, brand new one, with a driver and full tank, and a place destination of our own choice. Yes, we're heading to. We'll tell you. Thank you so much for joining us in the show today, Chairman. Your parting shot.
Yeah, parting shot.
Yes.
First and foremost is to thank our customers.
Sure.
Out there, because of the support that they've given unto us. For where we've reached right now is because of their support. Again, we would call upon anybody who wants to invest in the industry of Matatu. Come to Super Metro, you invest with us, and you promise that you'll get value of your money. Lastly, is to promise to our customers that we know our customers have been asking for our buses in other routes. We have not gone. But we are getting some new buses, apart from the ones that we got. Coming months, we're getting like around 40 buses. So we are going to go into those routes.
Thank you so much.
So thank you very much for inviting us.
You're welcome.
We are very humbled.
Thank you so much. Because we are stuck out of time, we've actually overrun. Thank you so much. We've been talking to the chairman of Super Metro, Mr. Nduki, and the communications and coordinator here, Fredrick. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. We'll keep watching, because if there you said, do your bit, because somebody is watching out there. We are taking a break. Jen will be back with more. Stay with us.